All right, so tonight on CTV News, there's supposed to be a story about a realtor who had tricked his clients into signing a 1 year contract, and now they are upset with the service they've been provided. They want out of the contract, but the realtor in his brokerage is not permitting that. Therefore, they cannot sell the property until the 1 year contract is finished. This is incorrect, and I'm going to explain why as we watch the video.
Estate agent that you're working with.
The agreements are often for about 3 months, but they can be longer, and it is an important part of the contract. Pat Foran explains on Consumer Alert. Pat.
Michelle and Kenneth family thought they were signing a contract for 3 months, but the listing agreement is for a full year. Now they're having problems with their agent, and they can't cancel it. The Alams decided to put their Richmond Hill home up for sale last September. They found a real estate agent who said the house should sell within a matter of weeks. But they say they immediately had disagreements with the agent over the pricing of their home and the job he was doing.
They have not been able to bring in one customer to show the house.
It's important that we establish that there was a conversation at the beginning in terms of listing price. Usually in these circumstances, the problem is not that the listing agent wants to raise the price higher than what the seller wants to, but rather the other way. Potentially, the listing agent may have offered what he felt would get people in the door, and what would best highlight the property for the neighborhood and market it was in. I've seen a bit ahead, so I know what's going to come, and I've seen their contract, at least on page 1, which shows a lot of the important details, and this was listed in September, which at that point was a little bit of a more difficult market than, say, the year prior, or what we're going through right now.
The Alams say when they signed the listing agreement, they thought it was for 3 months, and they were shocked to find out that it's actually for 1 year exclusively with the same agents. The Alams did sign a contract, but they say they were not told that it was binding for a full year.
He never mentioned once that you are signing for 1 year exclusive, and I've never heard this before.
The Real Estate Council of Ontario says while many listing agreements are for 3 months, contracts are negotiable. There is a special section in the agreement that deals with listing periods.
Anything over 6 months requires specific attention and requires an additional initialing from the seller, and that's a consumer protection piece.
The listing agreement says if the listing period exceeds 6 months, a listing brokerage must obtain the seller's initials. Alam did initial his contract, but he says it was not explained to him. The Real Estate Council says when disagreements happen, agents may release clients from their contracts, but they don't have to.
Now, this seller says he wasn't explaining the contract correctly, which he should have been. However, as you're going to see on the first page here, everything signed in pen was most likely done right at the table. It wasn't a printout. There was no commission or pricing or lease or terms hidden in this fine print. Rather, the things that are somewhat in debate, the term was written right there in front of them.
I want to cancel the contract, clear it out. I don't want nothing to do with them.
The agent will not let the Alams out of their contract. They have already purchased another home. They say they can't sell this house until the listing agreement expires in September. And when working with a real estate agent, make sure you ask how long the listing agreement will be in effect, and don't sign or initial anything unless you completely understand it. On your side, I'm Pat Foran.
And lastly, Pat makes it known that these sellers cannot sell their property until their contract is over in September, as if they are held hostage to this contract. In truth, this is absolutely incorrect. Of course they can sell the property. They've hired an agent to do so until September. The only thing they have to do is use this brokerage's services. So if you come into a situation like this, there's a few recommendations I'd provide. First, call the broker of record. They're sort of like a manager. They help mediate a lot of the problems that occur. You can say, first, I'd like to recommend, is there some sort of buyout cancellation fee that I can provide? Because the truth is, the agent probably just feels he's put in time, efforts, and money, and he's an unsalaried business person. He may have put a lot of his personal time into this sale, and he just wants to be compensated a little bit to cover his expenses. That could be it. Second being a co-listing agreement. Basically another agent from the office or another agent that maybe the sellers want to work with going forth would enter into an agreement. Basically, they work together as a team, and this can help avoid the differences and difficulties they went through previously. And lastly, a referral agreement. Basically, they have the ability to refer out the contract to somebody else. And then when it sells from that agent, they receive a partial commission. Those are 3 recommendations I would provide if you come to this situation, though I hope you never do. In the event you are looking to buy, sell, or lease, don't hesitate. Give me a call anytime. Glad to help you. I help people buy, sell, and lease their properties every day.